Here coming on stage with host Lo from Equipify is Sarah Plothow from Westmark, Michael Schoaf from SunWest, and one of our celebrities that has been with us last year as well, Eileen Marcus from AC of Texas. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jazzy. Hey, friends. Thanks for bearing with us. This has been super fun, really fun for me so far. I kind of feel like I'm up here with celebrities. I feel like I talk about them every single day to prospects. So it's really good to be sitting up here with you all. As Jazzy mentioned, my name is Lo Smith. I'm our VP of Sales here at Equipify. So let's get started, because we don't have too much time, and we're all trying to get drinks, except for me. So I'll let everybody introduce themselves, and then after that, if you just want to kind of give us a brief summary of how long you've been working with Equipify, how long you've offered BNPL, and how did it kind of fit into the bigger picture of how you serve your members. So Sarah, we can start with you.
I'm Sarah Plothow, the Chief Lending Officer of Westmark Credit Union. We have been working with Equipify about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half. We launched BNPL June of this year. We won't go into the details of why it took us so long. But we're really looking for innovative and unique products to bring value to our members. BNPL fits right in with that. We thought it was a great product. Our consumers are already using a product like this, but we believe that members should be getting it from a trusted financial partner, their financial institution, and not just any old third-party provider.
I'm Mike Schoaf. I'm the Chief Lending Officer for SunWest Credit Union in Pueblo, Colorado, not the Arizona one. We're better.
That's true.
I was looking over a few years at the increase of BNPL activity in our debit card accounts and what could we do to bring those members back in-house instead of having them go somewhere else. So I started looking around, and about a year and a half ago, I came across Equipify, had the chance to meet with them at the last Jack Henry event, and we've been live with them for about 6 months now, and excited that we're able to offer the product to our membership, and it's something that they wanted, and so we were able to bring it to the table for them.
Eileen Marcus, Senior Vice President of Support Services at Associated Credit of Texas, or AC of Texas, whichever easier for you to say. We've been live since May 22nd, 2023. I know no one here is counting. We were first. It was I do a lot of referral calls too, like Jessica said, and everyone's like, how long was the invitation? I was like, you don't want to know, because we were first. It was a year, but we worked out all the kinks, at least with Lumen and Scimitar, so y'all are welcome for that also. But also, just like everyone else has been saying, we just wanted to help the members where they were. We're very into fintechs in general. Equipify is one of the first ones that we partnered with. So it all just fit in with what we're doing. We're trying to be very digital first. I know everyone is, but we've been doing this for probably 3 years now. So we're just always looking for new partners that fit in with that thought, and they fit in perfectly, and our members agree.
Awesome. And thanks to her, our implementation only took about 3 months. So thank you.
Getting trigger. Shout out Jack Henry and all of the unions that have been helping us out with that. So I talk to credit unions, and my team talks to credit unions every single day, and they ask me a lot, how should we be defining success with this program? I think we heard from Community Financial as well as Generations. We talk about the number of loans that are being taken out as well as delinquency. Sarah, since you've launched this program, what does success look like to you from a lending perspective?
One of our goals at the beginning of the year was to increase our unsecured installment loan portfolio, but we had loan policy and also culture that just did not support that. Changing loan policy, that's easy. Culture is not easy to change. But fortunately, we had BNPL that was there to kind of help bridge the gap between culture change and where we wanted to get with increasing our unsecured installment loan portfolio. So the consumers are there, they want a product like this, and so we've seen a significant increase in that portfolio since we launched. We've actually doubled that portfolio since the beginning of the year with the help of BNPL.
There were some chuckles out there when you mentioned there was a clash between culture and so I
Right.
think you definitely struck a nerve there.
Right.
What about you, Mike?
Okay, so when we were thinking about launching, and I was thinking about how are we going to get this out to the membership and how are we going to get it out to the staff, I talked to a lot of the staff and what they knew about BNPL, and it really wasn't a whole lot. So there was a lot of information that I needed to get out to the staff to bring their level up so they understood what the product was and how our members were using it, understanding the difference between pre-purchase and post-purchase buy now, pay later, and bringing the team together to get excited about what we were doing. I used AI to generate a dragon with a buy now, pay later shirt on it, and he's holding cash. And that became kind of our mascot for the buy now, pay later launch. The team actually made me a cake on our go live day, so with our little mascot on it. But it really is education and getting the call center to understand it, getting the lenders to understand it, because they can't access it. You know, a member comes in and they want to buy now, pay later. They can't do it at the lender desk. So really helping the members to actualize themselves, giving the members the agency so that they can get a loan when they want it, not when one of my lenders is available, and getting the call center to continue to talk to members about it when they see the Sezzle and they see the Afterpay and they see those other things on there. Those are members that already understand what buy now, pay later is, and getting them activated so that they start using our buy now, pay later instead of the more predatory options that are out there.
Yeah, that's great. So I'd love to talk a little bit about, because we did hear from Community Financial and from Generations, and there's so much information there. You've all had your buy now, pay later programs live for a while and have had an opportunity to see your members engage with it, really make it your own. But one question we get a lot on our team is kind of more on the scarier sides of buy now, pay later, like exams and audits and delinquency. These are all just concerns that constantly swirl around in their minds before launching a new product. Can anyone talk through, have you been through an exam? Have you been through an audit? And what were the findings?
I can start. We were audited first time after going live, I believe it was November of last year. I was on vacation, so that was good. But they did email me and they were like, hey, the auditors really didn't really care so much about what it was, just that we kind of forgot to put it in loan policy. So I found an email that kind of detailed what it was. I forwarded it on, and they were happy. We added it real quickly, and they were happy with that explanation. I assume this year is going to be a little more detailed, but at least on first glance, and I think it's because it was so new, they didn't have anything to compare to, and there weren't a lot on the books, or a lot of loans on the books at that time, so everything was going well, and it still is. But yeah, so I think our experience is limited because we were so new at that time.
We just finished our exam, the loan exam, 3 days ago. So I've lived it very recently.
He still made it here, by the way. So,
Yeah, thank you.
he'll be first to the bar.
There were drinks on the plane. The things that the examiners wanted to talk to me about, and it was a combined state and NCOA exam, and I had 4 examiners in the office with me doing the rapid fire questions. They wanted to know, why did we pick it? What caused us to make this decision? And so having a good statement of this is why I wanted to have it and that I'd been looking for it. It wasn't like a shiny thing I found on the road and brought it to the credit union. That was important. We also took the approach of this is a relationship-based product. I have a couple other relationship-based products. So in my loan policy that's approved by the board, I added and expanded the relationship-based products for automated decisioning. And they were very happy with and we're happy to share, obviously, all of our policy things that we've done. And then the other thing they wanted to talk about was the decisioning. And there's a sheet that when you go live, all the options that you pick, they were very comfortable when I gave them that sheet. Here's the options that I picked. Here's the maximum loan amount. Here's the number of loans you can do. They were happy to see that. And then a couple copy of the loan documents, they reviewed those. And on the consumer compliance side as well as on the loan side, and they were happy on both sides with that. So
That's great.
it was difficult because it was the first time most of them had seen it, but we made it through, and it was, at the end of it, was a positive experience.
Sounds like a lot of education, right? Because
Yes.
it is relatively new, but so far, so good.
Yeah, no problems.
That's awesome. Great. A couple of fun things that I'd love to understand. So, you've had this program live for a long time. You get to see how your members interact with it, what types of transactions they're using BNPL for. And anyone can speak up first, but what was the most surprising or interesting thing that you've seen, whether that's just a transaction that came through that you saw someone BNPL and you thought, oh man, I never thought BNPL would be used for this, or just with the program overall?
I'll go first again. So we're down in League City, Texas, which is very close to Galveston. And let me preface this by saying, I think we all had our ideas about what the most popular use cases were. My example was maybe a young professional who has a job, they're on their own, but maybe they have to suddenly get tires and also pay their rent. So now they can do both. Like that was like what made most sense to me is the most common. And I don't think that's true at all. But going back to Galveston, so there's a lot of cruises in Galveston, and at least I know through Carnival, you can pay your deposit, and Carnival has either a pay as you want or pay on a payment plan. And our members are coming back and using our option instead. I've seen quite a few. Actually, our highest redeemed plan was like $2,200 that they redeemed for a Carnival cruise. So it's neat to see that they're coming back to us when the option was right there in front of them to begin with. I think that says a lot about them trusting us and also trusting our home banking app and having that ease of being able to pay it as they are able to, assuming it's not late.
Shows that Bryce's theory is true, that people would rather go to their credit union first than using a firm, which is cool. Anyone else want to chime in? Sarah, did you have anything?
Yeah, we actually had a great story the day that we rolled out Plan Your Purchase. It actually came from one of our employees. Their dishwasher had gone out that day. They did not know how they were going to pay for a new dishwasher. They have a family, kids. They didn't want to wash all of those dishes by hand. And so she sent me an email just saying how excited she was to be able to use Plan Your Purchase to get the new dishwasher that they just needed that day.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a new one. That's exciting. I mean, I actually use that exact example every day when I talk to prospects as the dishwasher, but they're expensive now.
Yeah.
Mike, has there been anything that just kind of shocked you after rolling it out?
So one of the things I did when we first rolled it out was I was pulling a list almost every day, and Michelle was telling me to calm down, but I was looking at who is using the product, and I was randomly making calls to the members to see how was the experience, what did you like, what didn't you like, etc. And I came across one. It was a 72-year-old lady who got a buy now, pay later, and I'm like, this is interesting because it's supposed to be a Gen Z product. So of course I'm calling. And she told me how easy it was to use and how much she loved it. It was really great. And she had something, it was a home repair that she needed. She purchased, she made the purchase, and then she was looking through her online banking to make sure everything, and she saw the option, and she took it, and she was super excited, and she's telling all of her friends about it, and her kids about it, and her family about it. So it was about an hour and a half call. She was lonely, but it was...
Your best member now.
Yeah, she stops by and brings cookies now too. But anyways,
Was that my grandma? I'm wondering.
it was really eye-opening to see how it's not just what, because I had that same vision of who's going to be using it, and then to come across the people that are, the boomers that are using it, not just the Zoomers that are using it, and it's exciting to see that everybody is taking advantage of it, and it's not really an age-based product.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great story. So I know we're kind of coming up on time here, and so I'm going to do something similar to what you did, John, and say let's look at the not so distant future. As you know, we're coming up on one of the most active shopping weeks of the year, Cyber Week. Is there anything unique that you're doing to try to get the word out about buy now, pay later? As you know, folks use buy now, pay later the most when they intend to make tons of purchases. We saw that with Amazon Prime Day this year already. Anything special that you're planning to do to promote it?
I can go first. A quick call out to Jazzy, because they've got great promotional ideas for you. So working with marketing, we're going to be rolling out some email campaigns, as well as staff awareness campaigns, as well as call center awareness campaigns, and probably including in the hold music. Don't forget to check your buy now, pay later options on your mobile banking, just to see if we can attack the hangover on December, the first week of December, when people realize what they did right after Thanksgiving.
Sure.
Yeah, Sam, you touched on with Amazon Prime. We'll probably do the same thing. We did that earlier. We said, hey, use your debit card for all your Christmas purchases, and then you can turn around and use your plans to help you pay that out over time. Also, everyone's been saying it, but Jazzy and her team are great. Our marketing department is also quite small, and they don't have necessarily the time or resources to develop the content that they can provide. So that helps us a ton. And as mentioned, also, this is all just, we're all experiencing the same things, which is good. The email reminders, ours go out every 2 weeks. Our redemptions triple from the week before when there are no emails to when they do get them. So if we just do more of that in the holiday season, that can encourage more redemptions as well.
That's great. Exciting times. For anyone in the audience that has not used Equipify yet, are there any pieces of advice that you would give or suggestions you would make after, being kind of our more tenured veterans of the platform?
Wait until after she goes.
Well, no, you're good. You're good now. Don't be scared. They're great to work with. They're super responsive. Anytime there was, and I want to say there's issues. There's only been like 2 issues, and neither one were their fault. But they knew before we did, and they got fixed quickly. Emails are answered, I would say, at max within 24 hours, if not sooner. And that was during the implementation process, and since then. So it's a very good back and forth relationship. We're all here for a reason. I think we all kind of agree that they're really good to work with, and we'd probably all do it again.
One other thing I would say, we're a small credit union. I think I'm the smallest credit union up here by ways. And I felt not like a small credit union. I felt like I mattered. I felt like they actually cared about my success, and they were willing to go a little bit deeper with me and explain things a little bit more, because I was having to carry more of the load for the implementation. And they held my hand, and we got through it in a very short amount of time, shortest implementation I've had in the last 5 years. And it worked first time every time on it. So it was just great to have support as a small credit union from a vendor that actually cares.
Huge shout out to Michelle on our customer success team. She's incredible. If anybody in the audience has not spoken with Michelle, if you are a customer, then you know her, love her already. But if you are not working with us yet and do want to speak to Michelle about our customer success team, happy to connect you. She's absolutely lovely. Sarah.
Yeah, I can't say enough about Equipify. It was, from the Equipify side, it was the easiest implementation we've done. We just relied so much on the expertise that they have. I basically didn't have to make any decisions. They just held my hand through it all. It was excellent. And also shout out to Jazzy. We lost our chief marketing officer the week we went live. So she basically did our marketing for us. So this team is just amazing.
Love to hear that. Well, that is all we have. You are all off the hot seat here, so if everyone can give a big round of applause to Thank you all so much.